In a world where every game is trying to be the next Call of Duty, I didn't expect a real-time strategy game to punch me right in the nostalgia and somehow also feel brand new. The moment I realised it was actually good and not just decent, not just a lazy cash-in, I felt sheer joy. Because normally, when an old favourite game gets modernised, it ends up popping that memory bubble you had. It taints it in a way. But here, minute by minute, I was on the edge of my seat thinking, oh my god, this is actually Command & Conquer, but modernised and fresh. I didn't just want to play it, I wanted to dive into it headfirst. A new king for an old throne. Tempest Rising is a real-time strategy game where two factions, one representing America and one leaning more towards Russia, are battling over a precious mineral called Tempest. It's that top-down, drag-and-click build strategized gameplay we grew up on, where every decision could tip the scales. And honestly, if you squinted, you'd think someone was just playing classic Command & Conquer. The UI, the animations, the cinematics, even though nowadays they're all rendered instead of film actors, everything feels so familiar, but not in a cheap copycat way. It's more like paying respect to what worked while still making it their own. The two factions, the GDF and Dynasty, have some brilliant differences too. I've mainly been playing as Dynasty because, well, sometimes it's just more fun to be the bad guy. The Dynasty units feel heavier, more aggressive, all propaganda fueled and brutal, while GDF units are more technical and high tech. Even small details like the way you build, GDF lets you place buildings instantly, Dynasty has you build them first and then deploy, giving you a different rhythm depending on who you choose. It's full of these little layers that make every choice matter. How Tempest Rising dragged me back in. I'll be honest, I was skeptical before jumping in. RTS games haven't had a proper comeback for decades, and you do wonder, maybe they disappeared for a reason? Maybe trends have moved on, maybe we all just want instant action now. But Tempest Rising won me over almost instantly. It's so close to Command & Conquer, it's almost surreal, but it's also modern. There's just way more happening now. More nuances in unit behaviour, bigger, smarter battles, smoother gameplay thanks to modern hardware, and one of the first moments that made me sit up was unlocking the Commando unit, this stealthy hero character that can go invisible when out of combat, call in airstrikes and sabotage enemy bases. It's that classic RTS feeling, setting the stage for a massive invasion without the enemy even realising that you're there. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. The AI in Tempest Rising is no joke. One early mission, I thought I was cruising, I fortified one side of my base feeling smart, and then suddenly got smashed from the other two directions I wasn't even watching. Ground troops hammering me from the north, while air units dive bombed from the south. It's a proper chess match. You have to respond dynamically and not just stick to a cookie cutter build order. And I loved that, because it forced me to think, not just react. Victories, mistakes, and everything in between. Playing Tempest Rising really hammered home for me just how tired I am of modern gaming trends. No endless battle passes, no pop-ups begging me to buy skins, no weekly login grind to stay current, just a full game, built with love. Buy it once, enjoy it forever. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate battle passes if they're done well, but these days it's all about manufacturing FOMO. Tempest Rising respects my time. If I want to put it down for a week, nothing bad happens. If I want to dive back in, my world is still there, waiting. And winning in Tempest Rising, it feels different. It feels earned. When you beat a mission, it's not because you shot faster, it's because you thought faster across multiple fronts. That hits differently. That kind of brain burn satisfaction is just addictive in the best way. Why games like this still matter. Tempest Rising for me is a 5 out of 5 game. Pure and simple. It's everything I forgot I missed about gaming. You get locked into a battle, units flying everywhere, critical resource points need to be defended, and suddenly an hour has flown by, but it feels like 10 minutes. That's when you know a game is doing its job. You lose yourself in the moment. You're not worried about XP bonuses or microtransactions, you're just living inside the world. And if you've never played a real-time strategy game before, honestly, this is the perfect entry point. RTS games tap into that childhood feeling like you're setting up toy soldiers in your bedroom, except now it's real, tactical, and dynamic. You're not just playing a game, you're directing a living, breathing battlefield. If the developers of Tempest Rising were standing in front of me right now, I'd say one thing: more, please. Not because I'm ungrateful, but because they've created something that's too good to leave alone. New factions, crazier campaigns, more wild experiments like the old Command & Conquer spin-offs, I'd be all for it. Tempest Rising isn't just a great RTS, it's a reminder that when you cut out all the noise, the heart of gaming still beats strongest in experiences built on passion, patience, and pure fun.